starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Dan Hagan. 2 Minnesota campers were killed by a falling tree in Price County, Wisconsin on Sunday. The sheriff's office received a 5:40 p.m. call that a tree had fallen and struck 2 people who were seated at a picnic table near their campsite in the town of Lake. A 39-year-old man and a 45-year-old woman were pronounced dead at the scene. A third person who was seated at the same picnic table was uninjured. A fourth person who was nearby at the campsite was also uninjured. 2 people who were fishing the river nearby assisted the campers until emergency services arrived. The names of the deceased and the surviving campers are being withheld at this time. As the weather gets warmer, nature is starting to come into full bloom. While animals and plants may come to mind first, don't forget about mushrooms. And while they seem scary at first, Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson tells us there's nothing to be afraid of.
After grabbing her GPS, bug spray, journal, and foraging basket, Emily Mae King headed into the woods.
It's always a good time in the woods.
Leaves are budding and flowers are blossoming and mushrooms are growing.
It's just an extra thing to do while you're out in the woods. It's a healthy lifestyle. It's intergenerational.
Emily Mae grew up in the woods, literally. She's spent hours walking around in nature and hasn't stopped since.
It's called a false morel in layman terms. We don't consume these. I know of some literature that do boil them and then remove the water and boil them again.
Emily Mae searched forests in Oneida County, which she says is the home to thousands of types of mushrooms.
I like to find places that have a little bit more topography and old growth forests. It seems to be a little bit more variety of mushrooms, especially in the spring.
Emily Mae says mushrooms can get a bad reputation, and although a lot of them don't have any human use, some can be nutritious and delicious, like these morels.
That natural awareness comes of just being present in the woods and getting familiar and knowing that even if you just touch a mushroom, it's not going to hurt you.
Emily Mae says once you get familiar with mushrooms, you learn a lot, even about life.
It was an epiphany I had when I realized I go too fast in my life, and mushrooms inadvertently taught me to slow down and be more present.
She spends a lot of time teaching people, both young and old, about mushrooms and hopes everyone at least considers learning more.
It's really a hobby you can do your entire life.
Reporting for Newswatch 12 in Rhinelander, I'm Morgan Johnson.
Meteorologist Conrad Sipinski joins us now. Conrad, a very warm Memorial Day for us out there.
Yes, a beautiful day out there today. If you want to go looking for some mushrooms or hanging out on the lake, because it's very sunny out there with really warm and above average temperatures. Now we're in the low to mid 80s out there here in Rhinelander. Wausau, a lot warmer out there as they're in the upper 80s, close to 90 degrees with that sunshine. So bring out some sunscreen because it will get hot out there, especially if you're out and about all day. So our average high this time of year is supposed to be around 71 degrees, so we're well above that today. But check out our record high temperature in 1919, a whopping 92 degrees. Nowhere near that today, and we will continue to stay just slightly cooler than that, but still some 80s. We'll take those any day with some sunshine. Perfect lake weather to go out and about all across the state. The only place missing out is Superior, as they're in the mid 50s out there, where they do have a lake breeze, but we are all in the 80s out there with really sunny skies out there. But check out just to the west of us, lots of rain and thunderstorms out there that will be possibly moving in tonight with temperatures that will continue to drop into the mid 60s. Dan?
The Wisconsin community held its own Memorial Day celebration after the city canceled the official one due to safety concerns. About 100 people met at a restaurant in Kiel, Wisconsin, and marched to Veterans Memorial Park Sunday. Kiel is near Sheboygan. They then held a moment of silence for service members who died fighting for this country. Their march route was similar to the one planned for the city's official Memorial Day parade. The city canceled the parade after officials say Kiel Middle School received a series of bomb threats last week.
to, wake up every day, same thing. It's not the same thing you want to wake up to. Mike will get to work, and I'd have to either tell him or he'd tell me that, there was another bomb threat or something around the lines of, trying to cause a stir here in Kiel.
The community also had a chance to think about the 4 bomb threats this past week. The school district shifted all classes to virtual learning in response to those threats. All soldiers gave some, while others gave everything. Memorial Day is a time to honor and give respect to fallen soldiers. Today is for those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Tomahawk remembered their fallen heroes in their Memorial Day ceremony today. The community has hosted this event for over 20 years.
We're a pretty patriotic community here, and generally we get a pretty good showing at all of our memorial services.
David Hubach was a member of the Air Force and now chaplain for the American Legion in Tomahawk. He proudly served in the Vietnam War and lived out his dream of flying for our country in the skies. David is honored to represent his fellow soldiers, especially after losing his brother to the effects of Agent Orange.
It's because of them that we are here. If not for them doing what they did and sacrificing their lives, where would we be in this world today?
On Memorial Day, we look back and express our gratitude for those who answered the call and never made it home to their loved ones. The community of Uvalde is still mourning after last week's shooting. We'll take you to the city and listen to the parents who are demanding action. That's After Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Bone and Joint Walk-In Care.
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
How is he still playing?
Aspercream Arthritis, full prescription strength, reduces inflammation. Don't touch my piano.
Kick pain in the Aspercream.
Folks, I don't care if an idea is a Republican idea or a Democratic idea. I care that it's a good idea. That's why I worked with both parties to cut income taxes for the middle class. Together, we helped our small businesses. We invested in our public schools more than we have in the past 20 years, and we still have billions in budget surplus. Politics is too divisive. I'm focused on doing the right thing and getting results that matter.
Roof warranties are all about trust. Your trust in GAF, a time-tested company, and our trust in our Master Elite contractors. They're trained, licensed, insured, and only they can offer our best warranties.
Call Oneida Roofing today.
And I walked right into US Cellular and I said I want to choose any phone in here for free.
What'd he say?
He said, sure. Really nice guy. I had my pick of any phone from any brand, free, even the newest ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got the big screen?
Yeah.
Big storage?
Yeah.
Fits in your pocket?
Fits in my pocket. You know, it's a big phone, and that's what I wanted, and I got what I wanted.
At US Cellular, we put you first. So choose any phone free. Plus, get unlimited data for just $30 a month. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark locally owned for over 70 years. Get your spring and summer sporting goods with ease from our experienced staff and get expert advice. Come down and see our great selection, open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Welcome back, everyone, on this beautiful day out there right now. Lots and lots of sunshine with really warm temperatures all across the state. But just west of us, look at this yellow and red. Those are some severe thunderstorms with a lot of rain, windy conditions, some hail, and they even had some tornadoes out there earlier today. But those storms will start to dissipate as they reach the Northwoods, but a couple sprinkles or two will be possible tonight and then once again into tomorrow before we completely clear out by Wednesday with a lot more sunny conditions. But check out just to the west of us, lots of cold air out there. So a trough is situated out there, but then that is some good news for us here in the Midwest and upper Midwest, because here we are in a ridge with lots of really warm temperatures, way above average temperatures, some 80s and 90s all across the state. 82 right now here in Rhinelander, but check out just south of us, even by Wausau area or Wisconsin Rapids, close to 90 degrees with a lot of sunshine. So hopefully you guys are out and about enjoying yourselves on the lakes, because 80s are all across the state. Even a couple 90s south Wisconsin. But it's too good to be true. We cannot stick around with those warm temperatures for long. Tomorrow, once again, it will be warm, but look what happens the following day. By Wednesday, a roller coaster. Temperatures will be back in the mid 60s out there, and those 60s and the low 70s will be sticking around all week. The only warmer day I would say is possibly Friday with maybe 71 degrees, but then we continue to be on a cooler trend into beginning of next week, so slightly below average temperatures will be arriving here. But windy conditions are also another topic out here, with really gusty winds in some locations. Check out Anago coming in at a 24-mile-per-hour wind. Iron Mountain around 20-mile-per-hour wind. So really gusty conditions out there right now, and it will be continuing into tomorrow. It will actually start to pick up slightly with wind gusts close to 40 to 45 miles per hour in some locations. But tonight we'll have temperatures that will be well above average, as our average low is supposed to be around 46 degrees. We'll have temperatures in the mid 60s out there with mostly cloudy skies, windy conditions continuing, and a chance of some thunderstorms out there. And tomorrow, really warm once again. We'll be in the low 80s out there with mostly cloudy skies, winds continuing. They will actually pick up out there, and a couple sprinkles or two will be possible tomorrow and then into Tuesday night before a cold front starts to move on in, as our 7-day forecast does show cooler temperatures in the forecast the rest of the week, into the weekend, and into beginning of next week. Dan?
It was a chaotic holiday weekend for many people traveling by air. More than 6,000 global flights have been canceled since Friday, with hundreds more flights delayed. Flight tracking websites say there were already more than 1,200 cancellations on Monday morning, including more than 300 flights traveling within, into, or out of the U.S. More than 1,600 flights were canceled on Sunday alone. Delta Airlines is heavily affected by the cancellations. It had more than 500 domestic and international flights axed on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The carrier blamed Saturday's cancellations on bad weather and air traffic control actions that took place on Friday. After a long fundraiser, Rhinelander schools finally have results from their Penny War. The Penny War is a fundraiser designed to pay for the construction of wells in Africa. In total, the drive raised more than $3,800 for the wells. Pelican, Crescent, NCES, and Central Elementary schools all participated. In addition to the funds from this year, leftover funds from last year's drive are helping to build a second well. For the second time in 2 weeks, President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden visiting a community grieving after a mass shooting. They visited the community of Uvalde, Texas, mourning the 21 people brutally murdered by a gunman in an elementary school last Tuesday. Mike Valerio has the latest.
President Joe Biden answering calls to do something in the wake of the Uvalde school shooting. The promise delivered during a day spent comforting the grieving community, visiting Robb Elementary School and laying flowers at the memorial for the 19 children and 2 teachers gunned down inside. The president and first lady then spent about 3 hours meeting privately with survivors and victims' families.
He listened to everything, and we listened to him. He shed some tears, we shed some tears.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott also stopping by the memorial, an onlooker issuing a plea.
I hope that some politicians see this and try to meet in the middle and work together.
In D.C., signs that Congress may possibly find compromise as bipartisan voices talk about gun reform.
I can't say for certain, but I can tell you I sense a different feeling among my colleagues after Uvalde.
Can we stop all of it? No. Can we mitigate it? Certainly, and we should be doing that now.
Meantime, the Justice Department announcing it will conduct a review of the law enforcement response.
At the end of the day, the protocols were breached. The active shooter protocols dictate that you go in.
Texas officials and law enforcement have been under intense scrutiny for their delayed actions.
These mistakes may have led to the passing away of these children as well.
In Uvalde, Texas, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The Brewers battled the Cubs today in a doubleheader at Wrigley Field. Was it a performance to remember? Well, Griffin Stroin will break it down after the break.
I don't think it's here for the burger.
This summer, prime rib is the star. Bite into the new Primal Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion in theaters June 10th.
See the exceptional selection of jewelry at Golden Carat Jewelers. Artistic handmade jewelry by Michu and Belle Latour. Fashion-forward designs by Mira T. and Frederick Sage. The latest trends and the forever classics from Facet Barcelona, Catan, and more. Your full-service jewelry store in downtown Minocqua, Golden Carat Jewelers has a surprise for everyone.
Violent and destructive riots in Kenosha. The Waukesha Christmas Parade tragedy. Record high homicides in Milwaukee. From defunding our police to releasing violent felons with low or no bail. Liberal Democrats have created the worst crime wave in decades. Senator Ron Johnson is standing with our brave law enforcement officers to keep Wisconsin families safe. And he wants to keep violent criminals behind bars where they belong.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Start your next project with 11% off everything at Menards. Get a clean edge around gardens and flower beds with Master Gardener Pro Landscape Edging. Right now, you can get a 40-foot roll for only $14.99 after 11% rebate. Keep animals from ruining your trees and shrubs with a variety of Messina's Animal Stopper Repellent sprays. All Animal Stopper sprays are 11% off. Save today with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV. We'll get to making it right away. You'll get an extra $500 order bonus. Plus, incentive protection guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 440 miles per tank in an Escape? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it in a Ford built your way. Order your new Edge or Escape SUV to lock in this special Flex Buy offer and get $500 retail order bonus cash.
Traffic is horrible.
Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with prime rib at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion in theaters June 10th.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
The Milwaukee Brewers have a busy Memorial Day, a doubleheader down in Chicago to take on the Cubs. Griffin, Game 1 finished up a little while ago. How did the crew do?
Dan, Act 1 of this two-part movie went well for the Brewers. It had everything a good movie needs. A great story, some drama, and an exciting ending. Ethan Small, the Brewers' top prospect, made his major league debut today for the crew. He had an okay day out on the mound. He only pitched 2 2/3 and gave up 2 runs. He had some issues with the control all on the day, but he had 4 strikeouts. And then in the 4th inning, tied at 2, but not anymore. P.J. Higgins went deep for his first career homer. And then the very next batter, Rafael Ortega, joins the party. Back-to-back jacks gives the Cubs a 2-run lead. But in the 6th, Tyrone Taylor is going to continue his hot streak in this game. Ties this game at 4 apiece with that home run, a 2-run blast, his 5th of the season. Then in the 7th, 2 runners on for Luis Urias. He gets a hold of that one, and it just is going to get over the wall for a 3-run blast. The Cubs would rally, though, find themselves only down 1 in the 9th. Josh Hader comes in and slams the door shut, strikes out 3 batters to end it. Milwaukee wins 7-6. Here's what the skipper had to say about Small's first big league performance.
Look, we saw his stuff work in the strike zone, no question about it. So it's a next step of pitching. The stuff doesn't have to be better, but your misses have to be better. The hitters are a little better. The hitters are going to lay off it a little bit more and make you work a little harder. That's pitching development.
Game 2 of the series is taking place tonight. First pitch is at 6:40. We'll have all those highlights tonight at 10. But for the Crew, they are going to need some great performances out of Small in the future, especially with another Brewer heading to the IL. All-Star starting pitcher Brandon Woodruff was placed on the 15-day injured list with a right ankle sprain. Right-hander Peter Strzelecki was added to the 40-man roster and called up in a corresponding move. Woodruff suffered the injury Friday night pitching in St. Louis. The Crew are stretched thin right now when it comes to the starting pitchers. Let's remember, last week, Freddie Peralta, also a former All-Star pitcher, was placed on the IL with a right posterior shoulder strain. It's all hands on deck right now in Milwaukee. Now, it was a great weekend for the UW Stevens Point baseball team. The Pointers beat UW Whitewater twice in the Super Regional to advance to the Division III College World Series, their first appearance since 2013. And today, it was announced that the UWSP team is the 5th seed in the upcoming tournament. The Pointers will face off against 4th-seeded Salisbury. The game will take place this Friday at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. First pitch is at 1:15. We'll be right back with one final look at your weather.
Summer's here, and it's time to refresh your space, indoor or out. Get an incredible 25% off Slumberland low prices during our huge memorial sale at Slumberland. Explore our comfortable living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio, and more.
Ron Johnson versus out-of-control cost of living. Joe Biden was put in charge of our economy, and now Wisconsin's hardworking families are paying the price, a record high price, on everything from gas to groceries. That's why Ron Johnson's fighting for lower taxes, ending reckless spending, and finding American energy solutions that protect our safety and our wallets. Ron Johnson, fighting to protect your hard-earned money. Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Accidents happen, and when they do, demand the best. At Shimkus Auto Body, we believe in quality work. Our certified technicians have years of experience and care about your car. At Shimkus Auto Body, you know you'll be dealing with a company that's been in business for over 30 years. We're so proud of our work that we've put our family name right on the door. Shimkus, a name you can trust.
Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel is your choice for log home maintenance, guaranteeing you a beautiful looking home. Sullivan's does their own milling and specializes in log replacements, sandblasting, staining, and chinking. With more than 30 years of business, Sullivan's is dependable and trustworthy, carefully tending to every detail on your home. Call us today for your free on-site estimate. Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel, serving Eagle River and the surrounding areas.
Dude, great ride, right? This Silverado keeps me connected and in control. And this touchscreen is my command center. My command center.
The 2022 Silverado LT. Find new control. Find new roads. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or order your next Chevy at your local dealership. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Get an incredible 25% off Slumberland low prices during our huge memorial sale at Slumberland. Are you sleeping in pain but dread mattress shopping? Come to Slumberland, where each bed is rated for back support and softness.
Conrad, are you ready to join the nation's fastest growing sport? The Rhinelander Area Pickleball Group will be giving free lessons at Pioneer Park on June 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd at 6 p.m. Lessons are for ages 8 to 108. Paddles and balls will be provided for those who need them. No registration is required. What do you say, Conrad? Are you going to give it a shot?
Yeah, I mean, most of those dates I'll have Army training. I'm not going to be there. But today, beautiful day out there.
Great day.
Perfect timing for some pickleball out there and some swimming weather on the lakes. I mean, the lakes are still a little bit cooler out there, but a lot of sunshine out there. Just to the west, a good amount of rain and thunderstorms with even some tornadoes in Minnesota. But right now, we are in the clear of that, and really warm temperatures have situated all across the state, even some 90s on the bottom part of the state. but a cold front starts to move in by Tuesday night, and then we stick around in the 60s and 70s, so still pretty pleasant out there, but a lot cooler temperatures than today and tomorrow.
Should be a nice week, though, all things considered. Thank you, Conrad. We'll have more weather and news for you on Newswatch 12 at 10. We will see you then.